Hello, today I'll be discussion questions for chapter 4. Starting with number 1, when working with others, I do focus more on relationships with those that I am working with. When I had completed the questionnaire, I had scored a 46 on the relationship and a 41 on task. I do believe that I've always been more relationship oriented because I have always had a concern and a sense of how other people's about how other people feel. I do understand my work ethic, so whatever the common goal is, I'm going to always achieve it even if I do it by myself. But knowing that I can build a relationship, understand a person and how they might benefit to that common goal, I think it's imperative, just because you can have a mutual agreement even with somebody that may not favor you, but if you have that relationship, then you're still able to complete that goal. I think on the other hand, being task oriented, which is good, you can lose sight of how people feel, and the dynamic just might not be as cohesive, which will complicate the process of achieving the goal, or you just being more frustrated and more stressed when trying to complete that goal. Which is more important to you, task leadership or relationship leadership? Just as I stated in question number 1, I am definitely more relationship. I think that relationship leadership is more important to me, just for the mere fact that I always want people to feel comfortable in different situations. I also want to make sure that the environment is cohesive, or I do have consideration for people and their behaviors, and I'm just all around concerned for how other people feel, just because I know for me, even though everybody is not like me, I wouldn't want to work in a place where I felt somebody that might be my superior or even my coworker has this tension with me. It wouldn't make work pleasant, and I would just rather be in a situation where I can work more effective when I have a relationship with a person where I work. How are the behaviors listed as change behaviors different from task behaviors or relationship behaviors? I really didn't understand this question. I know in the PowerPoint the change behavior had 4 components, but I only seen 3, which was adapt to followers' needs, help achieve goals, and attends to each person. I think that is just different in a sense of, like, with relationship leadership, instead of the person helping that other person achieve goals, it's just making sure that they're comfortable as to where they can complete and achieve the goal by themselves, rather than a person just working with them in order to achieve the goal. And in task relationship, the difference with that, I think that in task, or I know that with task leadership, a person is not going to adapt. They're more focused on what it is that they're going to do, and that's it. It's the highway or the byway. But that's about it in the indifference. Have there been times when your style has conflicted with others in the group? There have been times that my style has conflicted with others in the group, but in that situation, I've always been able to have an ear for their preference or their style, and see how we are able to either simultaneously join those styles, or pick out maybe some similarities in between our styles, or have them just delegate something in a group that they have, and we kind of just join together in achieving the common goal. How can you tell what leadership style will be most effective with a given group? I can tell when if I have a group, for example, that has really good work ethic, they're determined to achieve a goal and have kind of a set standard, which is a high standard similar to mine. I know that I'm able to be more task have that task leadership, just because even though they do have feelings, they're not sensitive to how I might delegate, or they won't really they won't be intimidated when I have that drive to achieve the goal to a certain standard. I know that with relationship leadership, if the people or majority are a little shy, don't really have a sense of what they're doing, then I'm able to kind of pick who I need to speak with individually and or in a group, just to iron out different things and make them feel a little bit more supported and encouraged. Do followers have preferences regarding how they are led? If so, what does that mean for leaders? How might they take that into account in determining leadership behaviors? Do followers have preferences? I do believe followers have preferences regarding how they are led. I know I have preferences. I do prefer my superior to be a little bit more, I wouldn't say laid back, but they're not nitpicky. They're not so structured and by the book. I want to be able to learn from my mistakes without extreme criticism, or just like a superior not so much tolerating me, but being eager to understand who I am as a person. So I do believe that followers have preferences regarding how they are led. I think that means for leaders that they just need to be trained on how to effectively have followers. If you're a superior, a boss, or whatever, then you need to understand what population you're working with, because there are going to be many people that come with different work ethics, that come with different experiences. Some people don't know anything about what they're getting into, even though they got the job. So you have to be comfortable with kind of scooping them under their wing and making them feel secure, knowing that they can get to whatever point that they need to in that job. Or if their work ethic is not 100% how you would like or to your standard, effectively communicate, active listening, relational engagement, just different things to make yourself more available as a leader, so that a person is willing to come to you for criticism or for help, encouragement, etc. How might they take that into account in determining leadership behaviors? It just depends on who you are as a person. You have to know who you are as a person. If you are not a person that is good at making relationships just in terms of, even though you have mutual agreements with your employers, do you really know them, how they work, what gets them frustrated? Or are you just like, this is how I want it to be done, this is how you need to get it done, I can show you, but I'm only going to show you once. It just depends on how you are as a person. Is it more important to be comfortable with your leadership style or to adapt to the circumstances? I can say both. You definitely should be strong and stable in your leadership style, but you should also be able to take in certain preferences or styles, just so you can maybe learn your way around the population or the employers that you're working with a little bit more. I know that my superior right now, he's a little older in age, but he still kind of keeps up with what my generation has going on, because there are a lot of younger people that work here. So I know that I can say certain things and he'll be able to understand, which I think kind of adapting to different circumstances mean.